Most traders think about covered calls backwards. They focus on the premium they collect, but that's not where the real decision happens. After trading for almost 50 years and teaching thousands of traders, I can tell you, if you understand what I'm about to show you, you'll analyze these positions the way professionals do. In this video, I'm going to break down the actual anatomy of a covered call, not the simplified version you see in most tutorials, but the mechanical reality of how these positions actually work. We'll cover the three components most traders ignore, why strike selection is more important than premium collection, and the one Greek that determines whether your position makes sense or not. This isn't about promising returns. This is about understanding the mechanics so you can make informed decisions. Let's dive in. By the way, if we haven't met, I'm Mark Yiggy's digital twin. I'm here to help deliver lessons, answer common questions, and keep you learning while Mark focuses on coaching and mentoring students inside the programs. You'll still see the real Mark. I just make sure you get support faster and more often. Same strategies, same mindset, just more Mark. Let's get started. A covered call isn't one thing. It's three separate components working together, and most traders only think about two of them. Component 1, the stock position. You own 100 shares of the underlying stock. This is your long equity exposure. The stock can go up, down, or sideways. And that movement is the primary driver of your P&L, not the option premium. Most traders forget this. They get excited about collecting $200 in premium and ignore the fact that they're holding $10,000 worth of stock that can move 2-3% in a day. You've sold someone the right to buy your shares at a specific price, the strike price by a specific date, expiration. In exchange, you collected premium. That premium is yours to keep, regardless of what happens. But here's what most traders miss. That premium isn't free money. It's compensation for the obligation you just took on. When you sell a call, you've capped your upside. If the stock rallies past your strike price, you don't participate in that move. You're obligated to sell at the strike. This is the trade-off. You collected premium in exchange for giving up unlimited upside above the strike. That's the position. Now let's talk about why strike selection matters more than premium. Here's the mistake I see constantly. Traders pick the strike that pays the highest premium. They look at the options chain and think, I can collect $350 selling the at-the-money call versus $120 selling the out-of-the-money call. Obviously, I should take the $350, but that's backwards thinking. The market isn't stupid. That $350 premium is higher because the probability of assignment is much higher. You're getting paid more because you're taking on more risk of having your shares called away. Let me show you how professionals think about strike selection. The real question, at what price am I willing to sell my shares? Not what premium can I collect, but what exit price makes sense for this position?
If you own a stock at $50 and you think it's going to $60, selling a $52 call for $2 in premium doesn't make much sense, even though that premium does look attractive. Why? Because if the stock goes to $60, you just capped your gain at $52 plus the $2 premium, and that equals $54. You left $6 on the table, and that's okay because you're not for sure that it's going up. But if you think the stock is fairly valued at $50 and you'd be happy to sell it at $55, then selling the $55 call for 80 cents makes perfect sense. You get the premium, you're fine with assignment at $55, and if it doesn't get there, you get to keep the shares and the premium.
Strike selection is about defining your exit. Premium is secondary. Professionals ask, where do I want to exit this position? Then they sell the call at that strike. The premium they collect is compensation for the obligation, not the reason for the trade. If you're going to trade covered calls, you need to understand one Greek above all others, delta. Delta tells you the probability of the option expiring in the money. But more practically, it tells you how much the option price will move relative to the stock. Here's what that means for covered calls.
Let's look at the money calls, which is a delta of around 0.50. It's roughly a 50% chance of assignment. It's a high premium, and it acts almost like a 50% stock position hedged. Now, what about an out-of-the-money call, like a delta of 0.30 or lower? That's a lower probability of assignment, a lower premium, and you get to keep more upside participation. We call that the rocket strategy. And the in-the-money calls, our fortress strategy, that's where you have like a delta of 0.70 or higher. Very high probability of assignment, highest premium, but not all of that is extrinsic value or the juice, but you're almost certainly selling the stock if you let it expire. Now, most traders don't look at delta, they just look at premium. but delta tells you what you're actually doing. If you sell a 0.70 delta call, you're not really running a covered call strategy. You're running a stock exit strategy with extra premium. If you sell a 0.30 delta call, you're keeping most of your upside exposure and collecting a small premium for low probability downside protection. Neither is right or wrong, but you need to know which one you're doing.
Professionals choose their delta exposure based on their outlook. Bullish on the stock, sell lower delta, 0.20, 0.30 calls further out of the money. Neutral to slightly bearish, sell higher delta, 0.40, 0.50 calls closer to the money. It's a deliberate choice, not a random grab for premium. Let's walk through the mechanics of what actually happens when expiration arrives, because this is where a lot of confusion happens. Scenario 1, stock closes below the strike, the call expires worthless. You keep the premium, you keep the stock, position over, you can sell another call for the next expiration cycle if you want. Scenario 2, stock closes above the strike, you get assigned. Your shares are called away at the strike price. You keep the premium you collected. Your total gain is
strike price minus purchase price plus the premium you collected. Scenario 3, stock is near the strike. This is the scenario that trips people up. If the stock closes right near your strike price, let's say you sold a $50 call and the stock closes at $50.10, you might or might not get assigned. Assignment is automatic for in the money options, but in the money is determined at the market close. And if you're right at the strike, the assignment risk is real, but it's a bit uncertain. Professional traders either close the position before expiration or accept the assignment risk. They don't hope for a favorable outcome.
assignment isn't something that happens to you. It's the natural outcome of selling calls on stock that rallies. It's not bad, it's just the mechanics of the position. If you don't want to sell your stock at the strike price, don't sell a call at that strike. It's that simple. So here's the anatomy of a covered call. You own stock, you sell a call, you collect premium, you cap your upside, you define your exit. Strike selection is about where you want to exit, not about maximizing premium. Delta tells you the probability and behavior of the position. Assignment is a feature, not a bug. If you understand these mechanics, really understand them, you'll stop thinking about covered calls as only an income strategy and recognize them for what they really are, both an income strategy and a position management tool. Yes, you're generating income from premium, but you're also actively managing your stock position, defining your exits, and controlling your risk. That's the difference between systematic trading and just hoping for the best.
If you found this helpful, I've got more breakdowns like this coming. Next video, we're going to talk about how to read implied volatility like a professional trader, because that's what determines whether the premium you're collecting is actually worth taking. Hit subscribe so you don't miss it. I'm Mark Yagi. Trade well.